October 31st, 2023. I had to go to court that day because I'm on the verge of being evicted out of my mom's apartment. But anyway, it was just a lousy day because someone stole $90 from my food stamp cash assistant, my food stamp card for cash assistance. Because they must have embedded a keylogger in the ATM machine, and they look at my previous transactions. But yeah, anyway, I went to this Chinese food restaurant, and I've been going to this Chinese food restaurant since what, fall 2021 with my mom. But my mom passed away January 29, 2022 at 8:45 p.m. That was a Saturday. But as soon as soon as I got into as soon as I got inside the Chinese food restaurant, I told the Chinese lady, that I want four chicken wings and fried rice to go, right? So I saw that there's another customer at least 7 minutes later who actually ordered food here too, and they waited at least 20 minutes, I also waited like over 20 minutes. Um, I saw that the Chinese lady at this fast food restaurant, she looks overwhelmed. Like I'm like, wait, why? What is all these? I'm looking at her putting food, inside a bag, or a whole bunch of food inside a bag. So I'm saying, wait, she must be taking orders online, right? And also, what I mean is she's taking orders for customers outside the fast food, outside this Chinese food restaurant, right? Instead of being concerned about the customers inside the Chinese food restaurant, and also taking orders from customers on the phone. So I saw that the Chinese lady, the employee, made eye contact with me, because this is how she communicates with me, right? She would make eye contact with me, first, and to tell me that my order's ready. Because I've been, like I said, I've been going to this fast food restaurant since fall 2021. When I started going by myself to this fast food restaurant, July 2023. And this Chinese lady never behaved this way before. This is an anomaly, right? She makes eye contact with me, and she says that my food, looking at me and telling me my food is ready, right? In a sense of it. And she stares at me for at least a couple of seconds. And she said to me, "What do you want?" I said, "Four chicken wings and fried rice, to go." 8.50, hands me back $1.50. I'm like, wait a second. She just looked at me and made eye contact with me, and said that my food is ready. And then all of a sudden she completely lost it. Like, this tells me that the reason why she behaved this way, right, was because she's overwhelmed with her with all the other customers orders from outside this fast food restaurant, right? This Chinese food restaurant. She's taking orders from online and also over the phone, instead of actually instead of paying attention to the customers inside the fast food restaurant. So she's, completely confused. She's confused when I said, the food, I asked her, no, when I told her, I want four chicken wings and fried rice, and she looked confused. She just asked me, she just told me that my food is, made eye contact with me and told me my food is ready. And then as soon as I get up to the counter, she says, "What do you want?" So I'm like, wait, and that's why I'm saying that this lady, is overwhelmed by the orders outside this Chinese food restaurant. So I'm waiting another 20 minutes for my food. So the other customer that, and I actually arrived there before the customer, and he's getting served first. He got his food first. And he ordered for his, it looked like he ordered for his himself and his girlfriend. They're like high school or middle school, high school students. And I'm like, wait, why am I waiting so long for this food? And then all of a sudden, the lady, 20 minutes later. So I've been waiting there for how long? 40 minutes inside, sitting down. 40 minutes, probably longer. I know it felt like a long time. She made eye contact with me, the Chinese lady, right? and she said to me, "Food is ready. Chinese, chicken wing and fried rice." I'm like, "What is going on with this lady?" And then she showed me inside the container, like for example, here is a pointing my cursor and tells me that I said ketchup. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I never mentioned anything about no ketchup, putting ketchup on my chicken wings. And I said, hey, she said to me, what do you want on your food? And I said, what do you want for your food? By means sauce is sauce. I said I wanted hot sauce. And then she just, instead of actually, there's like a, what do you call it? There's a packet, a hot sauce packet. Instead of putting the hot sauce packet inside the bag, she actually, uses the whole entire container of hot sauce and just pour it around. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's overwhelmed by her job, and she's not paying attention to what she's doing. And she sees, and not only that, she's having an attitude because she's having an attitude without even realizing that she's having an attitude, right? Because when she first made eye contact with me about food, and I got up to the counter, she says, "What do I want?" That's not the type of behavior that you're supposed to receive from a person who works at the business. Like for example, this Chinese food business. She's supposed to be an employee and she's supposed to respect her customers. That's what she's supposed to do. Not confront the customer. Say, what do you want? What do you want? This is an anomaly. This behavior is an anomaly. She's not supposed to behave this way. It's an anomaly for me because, and the reason why I said anomaly, because I've been going to this, as I said earlier on this video, I've been going to this fast food restaurant since October, no, since fall 2021. But I started going on my own. Right, my mom usually order from this restaurant. I don't really eat outside food, but I decided to because I'm a full time college student. I'm myself overwhelmed by my classes and also my college assignments. So I just decided to get some food and go to Flushing Mall to relax my mind because all I've been doing is doing my schoolwork all day, and I'm already, messing up with my assignments because I'm distracted by my living conditions. I don't have it seems that I'm not going to have a stable place to be able to concentrate and finishing my fall semester of 2023. And, I'm overwhelmed myself, but, this is really unprofessional. But I didn't really, worry too much about the way this lady behaved. I didn't worry too much about it. I see that she's overwhelmed and stressed out, but there's no need for her to speak in this manner, in this no in a really uncivilized manner. Really, it's really unprofessional. But November 1st, 2023, what that was what Wednesday, the next following day, I had went outside to drop off a package at the UPS store. And one of the reasons why I went to the UPS store to drop off a package because I sold my Windows 11 laptop on eBay.com. And it takes how long it takes me to walk. How long does it take? It takes at least maybe 45 minutes. I don't know how many blocks. Probably is around 30 blocks to actually get to the UPS store. That's how long it took. Um, and also walking back. I'm burning a lot of energy. So I dropped off my package. I walked back, and I, walked back towards, towards my area, or say my location. I wanted to go to the store too. Anyway, I passed by a Popeyes, as you can see here. Let this load. So, yeah, this is Union Turnpike. This is New York City, uh, Queens. So I passed by this Popeyes and Burger King. This is not the first time I walked past by. This is not my first time walking past here. So I decided to go inside Popeyes because as I said, I burn a lot of energy by walking, and I was craving for some spicy chicken sandwich. So I was standing in line. I stood in the line, and I saw these two customers. They were getting their orders taken by the Popeyes employee because she was there for a while taking their order. and I saw that the two customers stepped aside, and I'm looking to see what I wanted to order. Said once again to see how much the cost for the spicy chicken sandwich, because it seems that different places, different Popeyes sell it at different price. So I stepped up to the counter where the cash register's at, and the Indian. So this Popeyes is Indian, right? The employees who are employed at this Popeyes, all of them are Indian. So the Indian lady and the rest of the Popeyes employees just looked at me. They just stared at me. I'm like, what the hell is their problem? They're just behaving quite weird. So as I said, right, I'm not really concerned. I wasn't really concerned about what happened on October 31st, 2023, the Tuesday at this Chinese food restaurant, until I actually went to Popeyes, and then all of a sudden, the lady didn't, the Popeyes employee, she didn't walk to the cash register. Instead, she's a distant away from the cash register. So as you can see here, this is just a example, right? The cash register would be here. So, for example, the cash register is right here at this Popeyes here, and the employee is standing around. You see where I'm pointing the cursor? She's standing, a distant away from the cash register, and then she tells me, she just blurted out the words, "What do you want?" I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. She said exactly the same words that this lady said to me on October 31st, 2023. That was a Tuesday, early in the afternoon. And this is a Wednesday of November 1st, 2023. And the Indian lady seemed to not know how to treat a customer, correctly. You're not supposed to say to a customer, what do you want? As well as, this lady here, you're supposed to say, how may I help you? Right? Like the way the employees speak to me as if I'm begging her, or I'm a nuisance. What do you want? And I said spicy chicken sandwich. She said, that's all you want? I said, yeah. She said that would be $5, and around $5. It would be $5, $5 and something cents. So I said, I handed her my $10. She just stared at me for a couple of seconds, and also the $10. She said, "Do you have the exact change?" I said, "Only have I have $10 right here." And she tells me, that she can't serve me today. I'm like, what? She's telling me that she can't. The Popeyes employee is telling me that she can't serve me, but she just served a customer. She just served two customers in front of me, and not only that, the food, right? There's a whole bunch of chicken out, which means that she's in business. Popeyes is in business today, and she's telling me that, oh, I can't. She can't serve me, and not only that, she's telling me that she can't serve me. She's telling me we're temporary closed. I'm like, what? How are you temporary closed when you have food out? You actually have food out, and you're telling me you're temporary closed? Obviously, there's something going on here. And then not only that, she's telling me that she's temporary closed, she's pointing to Burger King. Maybe you can go on the other side. Like, what the hell did I just experience? This is an anomaly, right? And when I talk to people on the internet about articulate my experiences to people online, and also my idea about the multi-agent quantum AI computers, managing humanity, that I'm actually making a prime. What I mean is, I'm making an example out of people in my, in my reality, right? People in real life. I'm making an example out of people who are treating me this way. And I'm telling people on the internet that this is how people behave, and they're saying that I'm either what I'm either paranoid, or I'm just repeating. Well, they don't usually say much of that about I'm being paranoid. They're saying that I'm just repeating the same thing over and over, or that there's something wrong with my brain. I must be autistic. When I talk about how people behave and the way they communicate, right? I was telling people online that the people in real life are socially incompetent. They seem to be missing human features at the time. And this is one of the reasons why I talk about people, the way people treat me in real life. This is why I come to that point saying, hey, there is something going on. The way people behave, seem like they're missing human features. What human features? Like, for example, the Popeyes employee just stared at me, just like something's wrong with me. This is definitely not. I don't see it as racism, because obviously I just experienced this behavior on October 31st, 2023, at this Chinese food restaurant. Obviously this is not racism at all, right? Even though I'm an African American male, and I'm a psychology student. I study human behavior and also the mind, and I also study quantum mechanics and artificial intelligence and quantum and also quantum computers and quantum cryptography, right? I learned that there is indeed an anomaly with the way these two employees from two different businesses behave. They're not behaving in a civilized way. They're not behaving like human beings. They're more likely they're behaving like robots, right? Robotic. Because how is it that you can't serve a customer and they have money in their hands, saying that they're demanding food? I'm demanding food, and I see that there's food out, and you're telling me they're temporary closed. So if you're temporary closed, why there's food out? Why you have chicken, fried chicken out, and you just served the customer? You just served a customer chicken. You just gave them food. So why you're pointing to me? Why you pointing to Burger King to me? Oh, go to the next side. Really unprofessional. So this is one of the reasons why I go on the internet and I talk about the way I'm being treated. And people online telling me, would interrogate me, telling me, oh, you're trying to raise awareness about artificial intelligence. Not only being treated this way in going to a fast food restaurant, just a simple restaurant. Why is it I can't eat food in the public? I'm not allowed to. It seems that I'm not allowed. That is against the law for me to actually, purchase food in the public. And I not only can't purchase food in the public, I can't even get a job in the public. And I've been applying for jobs since I graduated high school of June 2012. I can't. I know no job wants to hire a person like myself, even though I'm civilized. But school, I could get into school, college, 4-year college. I already got a degree in college, associate's degree in psychology, but I can't get a job. These people are not civilized. I can actually work their job and behave more civilized than them, right? What I mean by being more civilized, I can actually treat people better. Why is it that she's telling me, hey, if I have the exact change? First of all, their first response was, what do I want? What do I want to eat? What do you want? And I said spicy chicken sandwich, and she tells me that's all. That's all you want. Instead of saying, hey, how may I help you? And it makes me when I catch on to anomalies, that's when I become fixated on the way people behave. I become fixated on it. You know, Whatever the reason why my subconscious mind becomes fixated on this behavior, because my mind is telling me that the way they behave is out of sync, and not only out of sync. This is not the type of behavior that I've seen from other businesses before. Telling someone, what do you want? And it happened the second time. This is the second time I experienced it on October 31st, 2023. Now I'm experiencing it on November 1st, 2023, Tuesday, and now going on to Wednesday. What's going on here? Why is this happening to me? Why can I get no why is it that I'm not allowed to be, treated correctly in public? And I'm not allowed to even eat food at Popeyes, at this Popeyes here, you know, at Union Turnpike in Queens, New York City, Queens. But other people are allowed to actually purchase food, and they didn't even give me an explanation of why they can't, about the exact change, right? Instead of she just tell me, bro, we temporary close. Instead of saying, oh, we don't have enough cash here, we don't have the cash or anything. We only take or card only, credit card only, nothing like they never say nothing like that. Usually when I'm on, when I go to Key Food or you can say like a supermarket and I was standing in someone's line, they would say, hey, do you have you have cash or you have credit card? They say, oh, this line is only for credit card only. I'm just using it as an example. You have to go to a different line because we only take credit card. This line only takes credit card only. They know the Popeyes employee didn't say nothing like that. I have a credit card, but they never mentioned nothing about credit card. She just said if I have the exact change. But before she said before she said exact change, she asked me what do I want. She didn't inform me about if I had any credit card or cash. And that's why I'm saying that's why I use the Key Food, the supermarket, as an example. Usually, when I get on someone's line, they would tell me, this line is only for credit card only, or or you say they would say, oh, do you have a credit card? Oh, this line is about credit, or they'll say, oh, this is cash only. This line is cash only. It's only they only take cash. Well, in this case, she just the Popeyes employee just said to me, if what do I want? What do I want? And asked me for my order. She asked me what do I want to order, right? Instead of asking me, this, it's saying if I have credit card or cash, if this, instead of telling me, rather than saying ask me, she would tell me that that this Popeyes at this current time is taking credit card only. She didn't say that. She just asked me for, she asked me what do I want to order, and then tells me, and then when I show her when I show her the $10, she tells me, if I have the exact change. Creepy. This is definitely an anomaly. Now that's why I'm concerned about it. What's going on? And you know what? There's more to this experience. Like my sister, for example. Besides these besides these two businesses, the Popeyes and the Chinese food restaurant, my sister was behaving quite weird before this. I mean, before my sister moved out July 31st, 2023, the Monday. My sister would tell me that me and her don't communicate, and when I asked her, she would just blurt out to me. Um, she would say to me, "Oh, I can't help you." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Just blurts out words to me. I can't help you. I would tell she would tell me, "Oh, she's moving," and then she would tell me, "Oh, I can't help you," and then me and you don't communicate. Or she would or when I told her, "Oh, we might have get evicted," she said, "Oh, I'm not gonna be in that situation. Sorry, I can't help you." And before my sisters, behaved that way, I remember going to the court. What, May 19th, 2023. That was Friday, because the next following day was May 20th, 2023. That was a month. No, that was a Saturday. Saturday, I had an exam for my psychology disability course, and I ended up getting an 87 on it because I had a headache from the court, and I had to study. Oh, I sat up all night studying to prepare myself for this exam online. But anyway, uh, I had to go to court, and my sister was misbehaving as usual. The landlord's attorney, you could say lawyer, asked me this question. He said to me, "How I'm gonna pay? How I'm gonna pay for the rent?" He First of all, he called my name out, and I said, "Hey, this is me. I'm Andrew." And then he said to me, "How are you gonna pay the rent? I'm like, "What are you talking? He's not even my attorney. My attorney is not present at that time at the court on May 19th, 2023. There's a lot of commotion going on. So that's why I usually, what I usually do, when I notice these these anomalies, is that I see that they would correspond with one another, and the way people communicate. So like I said, cryptography goes based off of communication, right? And it's cipher. This one is more of, very emotional. This program, this multi-agent quantum AI computer, is interested in toying with me. or you could say just messing around with me because it knows that I feel frustrated with my schoolwork and the way of my living conditions, because it's the one who's remapping my environment and making significant changes to my living conditions, right? And like remove my mom, make sure that she contracted coronavirus, make sure that I contracted coronavirus from her, make sure that my family comes out pop out of nowhere, and they decide they want to they talk to me like they're omnipotent, like they're the ones who are governing my life, like they brought me into this world. Anyway, my sister, and besides my sister, the landlord's attorney, right? So he asked me, like I said, I'm going back to it again. So I'm trying, I'm putting them together. That's why you do. I put the pieces together, the pieces of information together to show you how it corresponds. That's why I try doing them, simultaneously. Seeing how one connects. They all linked. Everybody thinks alike, and they're all linked. Not only think what I mean by thinking alike, they communicate the same way and they behave the same way. So the attorney's landlord, uh, the landlord's attorney, I mean, he said to me when he asked me about how I'm gonna pay, I said I'm a college student, and then he tells me it's not my problem. As well as my sister, when she was in a when she didn't tell me, she left me completely clueless on what's going on with her, right? She just told me I'm moving out of nowhere. Because as I said, she on previous videos, my sister moved back with me the first week of October of 2022. So she spent 9 months with me. The first week of October 2022, going on to July 31st, 2023. That's 9 months. She spent 9 months with me in this apartment, and she said she's moving out. She doesn't mean she just at the end she just said I'm moving out. I'm leaving. I'm like, what is going on here? She's not communicating with me. Oh, can you tell your father to pay for the electric bill or the internet? I'm saying she's been living in this apartment for the whole month. She's supposed to contribute. She's behaving quite unusual towards me. This is not the type of behavior that my sister usually exhibit. So when I questioned my sister about her attitude, she said, "What attitude?" That's what I'm saying. Like the Chinese food lady, the Chinese food, the lady at the Chinese food, the Chinese lady at the Chinese food restaurant is not self-aware of her attitude. Because she's overwhelmed. So I'm corresponding with that. And then when I look at how the Chinese lady spoke to me, what do you want? And also the Indian lady at the Popeyes, what do you want? It corresponds with the the landlord's attorney. It's not my problem, and it corresponds with my sister. Oh, I'm not gonna be in that situation. Me and you don't communicate. I'm not gonna be in that situation. I can't help you. Sorry. And it corresponds with 2014. No, 2015 to be exact. That was January 2015. Me and my mom went to the hospital because there was a lady said that I should go to the hospital to see if I can get any discounts. Because I could be because I said I was going to be I'm going to be a college student at that time, and I was living in Tampa, Florida, with my family and my mom and my sister and my family. So there was this lady, right? There was this African American lady. She was discussing with me and my mom about hospital bill, because I said I had my testicle. I ended up hitting my testicle the second week of September of 2014. Now this testicle problem is still a problem right now. Anyway, the lady, right, the African American lady who was sitting down in front of us mentioned that they can't. I had to be a full-time student, and I had to show that I was a full-time student in order for me to get some sort of discount at the hospital. And she said to me this, "Sawi san." I'm like, what kind of talk is this? I start noticing it. They all, exhibit this psychopathic behavior, but they're not really self-aware of it. They're not self-aware of what they're saying at that time. And that's when I, started, creating that's when I started creating my concepts saying, this is an artificial mind. They're like, what do I mean by artificial mind? The people who are communicating with me, they all think alike. They all speak the same way. So I know people online would say, "Oh, that's called a hive mind." Hive mind. But there's more to it. Or they would say, someone would say, "Oh, that's social engineering. Oh, that's mind control." But they're all missing. They're all missing this concept. They're not thinking. The people who are saying mind control, social engineering, hive mind, they're missing the point here. They don't realize that the people who are speaking this way, their minds don't exist at that time. The mind that exists at that time, that's behaving this way, and also communicating this way, is not not a way of a human being. It's not, no, like I said, human, missing human features, right? Missing human features gives me the, this to the point. Just like let me use an example to make this, concept more clear. Like, for example, I woke up early in the morning. This was what, spring 2000. I believe this was spring 2000 and 2017. I was living in the Palm Hotel in Kissimmee, Florida, with my mom and sister. So I woke up. As soon as I woke up, my mom looked at my legs and she said, "My legs are skinny like a baby." I'm like, what kind of response is that? And I'm half tired. I'm half tired. I don't even know what she's saying until I started making sense out of it. Later on, my legs are skinny like a baby. That mind that my mom had at that time is not hers, right? It's not the way. How can I put it? It's not the way my mom thinks, right? Obviously, my mom is not thinking at all, and this is not, she's not using any logic, and her concept is out of sync. It's not is completely. It doesn't exist. I wouldn't say off. It doesn't exist. Her response doesn't exist at all. Whatever she just said doesn't exist. She's just telling me my legs look skinny like a baby. That doesn't exist. When I confronted my sister the next following, was it a few days later, she tells me that what I said about our mother saying that my legs look skinny like a baby doesn't make any sense, because a baby legs have fat. They have fat in their legs. And I asked my sister, why did you laugh at with our mother? I don't know. I don't know. That's all she said. And it's like another time, my mom took my sister to school, and she said, before leaving the room, she said, "Let's get ready to rumble." I'm like, "Get ready to rumble," like she's a boxer, like she's in a boxing ring, like she like Mike Tyson, like she's about to go in a boxing ring and beat and punch someone. Let's get ready to rumble. I'm like, what kind of response is this? And then not only my mom started talking this way, my sister would, look in the refrigerator and she said, "Well, what happened to the eggs?" Then my mom, it wasn't my mom. Yeah, it was my mom. My sister would say, "What happened to the eggs?" Oh no, my mom said, "What happened to the eggs?" So my sister said, "It's non-existent." Non-existent. Like, just try fitting in the word non-existent. Non-existent. This word corresponds with someone on social anxiety support community, that the community I joined online. Her name was non-existent. Just try fitting words into a sentence. That's why I said I study quantum cryptography and ciphers. That the program would, try to make the artificial mind that my mom and my sister have, to embed them in, try to plug them in sentences, like use them in sentences, just like the people online. They would, when they're communicating with me, like, for example, there was a guy who made a comment. There was a guy who made he quoted my response when I mentioned about Korean, and then he mentioned Korean woman, because I was always interested. I was interested in Korean woman, Korean woman, Korean woman, Or there was another time when I went to the doctor, and the doctor asked me that what do I take? I said I like to take fish oil, and some guy that day replied to what, that was 2000, that was spring 2016. So some guy replied to my thread from what, 2 or 3 years ago, and he said fish oil doesn't work. No, fish oil doesn't help. You see what I'm saying? I know people would say hive mind, but I know, but I'm saying the artificial mind, the mind that exists at that time, to show you how it corresponds. That this is happening more than one time. This is not randomly happening. It occurs over and over. So yeah, what I wanted to say today, to use examples to help people understand the situation, and also myself. I'm also helping myself because I'm recording what I've experienced. So I'm gonna I'm gonna put on YouTube that I've experienced this on October 31st, 2023. That was a Tuesday, and I also experienced this on November 1st, 2023. That was a Wednesday, and this corresponds with my sister. This corresponds with the attorneys, the landlord's attorney. They all, they're talking really uncivilized. It's not my problem. What do you want? And this happened more than this is when I said earlier in this video that I was not going to be concerned. When I got to the Chinese fast food restaurant on October 31st, 2023, that I'm not going to concern myself about the lady's behavior. And I see that she's overwhelmed. But until I experience it the next following day, November 1st, 2023, from an employee at the Popeyes, is when I had to, that's when I'm concerned about what I'm experiencing. I'm concerned about it. Wouldn't you be concerned about it? What would you do if you went to a Chinese food restaurant a day before you went to the Popeyes, a different restaurant, and someone at a fast food restaurant tells you, "What do you want?" And then you go to a different fast food restaurant the next following day, and someone tells you, "What do you want?" instead of saying, "How may I help you?" Yeah, you think about that. So, thanks for watching my video. I'm using my Chromebook, so my voice is a bit louder. I have a little bit difficulties using my wireless Bluetooth microphone. Maybe it's not charged. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Maybe in a couple of days, maybe in a few hours, I would record another one because I'm gonna go outside to the mall to relax my mind and come back and complete my assignment. I'm trying to complete my research papers ahead of time before I end up getting derailed by the artificial intelligence. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.